Hey everybody, it's Greg again. It's another edition of Unbreakable podcast. It is Thursday, December 18th, 1 week till Christmas. And listen to this. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. So why am I playing this song? I don't know. No, really, I do. This song, Last Christmas by Wham, is the #1 Christmas song in the world. It overtook All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey, the diva. Can you believe that? Last Christmas overtook. It's a very popular song, needless to say. I think people are just like discovering like George Michael, how great he was. And he wrote the song, sang the song, he did it all. And I think every generation comes around. It's like discovering new music. Isn't it great to be like a baby now, to be a baby growing up and saying, having all this back music to discover? Music from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, which is like really popular now. People are getting into the 90s like never before. All this nostalgia for the good old times, when music was really good, not like the crap you hear on the radio now. The very next day, you gave it away. So, but that it's true. When I was growing up as a kid in the late 50s and 60s, you didn't have that much background music. Like, what was there? Like music from the 30s and 40s? I mean, come on. Yeah. So kids growing up nowadays are pretty lucky because they can discover all the music that you and I grew up with. And that's why this song has become like #1 in the world again. All right. Alexa, stop. Stop that shit. Speaking of music, I was listening to some Elvis Christmas music last night, as I want to do this time of the season. And I was listening to it, and I was thinking, this guy sounds weird. He's a little weird. Elvis is Elvis. He's the kid, and I love Elvis, but he is a little weird. Did you ever hear the song "I'll Be Home for Christmas" by Elvis? Did you ever hear that? Well, listen to it. Alexa, play "I'll Be Home for Christmas" by Elvis Presley.
Be Home for Christmas by Elvis Presley on Amazon.
Now listen to this. Ooh. But listen to the part where it's I can do my Elvis. Oh, now listen to it. This is the part that's weird. Listen. Now this part. Listen to this. Listen to this. And so, listen. And Alexa, stop. Who the hell sings like that? What the hell was that? He has no and I'm thinking, what the hell, Elvis? It sounds really weird. But I did like the entire Elvis Christmas, classic Christmas album. You got blue Christmas, how I love you. And Santa bring my baby back to me. Santa bring my baby back to me. Anyway, I'll tell you a little story. This is in my book. Stronger Than Bone. By the way, you can still order it for Christmas. For 5 books are sold. when I was a kid, I was in grade school, and like most kids are, and I was in a Christmas play. They used to call them pageants back then. Christmas pageant. Like it's some big thing. Anyway, so I was playing an elf, of course, because I was like the smallest kid in the world. And I had a friend there with me. We were two elves, and we were singing, and it was I remember we were singing "Here Comes Santa Claus," and up on the rooftop, da da da, to the little Santa Claus. It was sort of like a melody, like a mashup of those two songs. Well, the kid next to me was doing it. He was doing it just like in regular, like a normal kid. And all the parents were in the audience, booing and all. And but me, I had to go into my Elvis. So instead of singing the regular, come Santa Claus, come Santa with my squeaky high voice, right down Santa Claus Lane. I was going like, here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, down Santa Claus Lane. Nobody could understand what the hell I was saying. My words were all bad, garbled up, just like the real Elvis. So that didn't go too well. But anyway, all right. So let's talk some Eagles, huh? Because Eagles are playing the Washington Commanders, used to be Redskins, on Saturday, not Sunday, Saturday afternoon. Make sure you remember that, because if you don't, you're going to miss the whole game. So, by the way, I haven't been on since Sunday's game when the Eagles beat the Las Vegas Raiders 31-0. There wasn't anything really to talk about in the game, because the Eagles they needed a game like that. They needed a game where they could just toy with the opposition. All through the game, I'm saying, you know what? These Raiders stink. They're not going to score a point. And I was like, they're not. Fourth quarter rolls around. They are not going to score a point. The Eagles are going to shut this team out. I couldn't believe they're awful players. It's tough. It's not that they don't have any good players. It's this Max Crosby, defensive end. He's a good player. I wish he was having. And Brock Bowers, the tight end, he's a good player. I wish he was at it. But otherwise, they suck. Kenny Pickett, next Eagle, is down the quarterback for Las Vegas. And I'll tell you what, I'm glad they got rid of these sticks. Oh, God. So the Eagles they did whatever they wanted to do. I mean, they spread the ball around. A.J. Brown had a touchdown. Devontae Smith had a touchdown. Dallas Goedert had a touchdown. Saquon Barkley had a touchdown. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. Like Oprah was just giving out the touchdowns. So 31-0. There was no doubt, no doubt. There was like no fear at all that the Eagles were going to lose that freaking game, No doubt. And I don't think there's going to be any doubt this week, because even though they're playing in Washington, the Redskins are without Jaden Daniels, their regular quarterback. He's shut down for the year. And Zach Ertz, our friend Zach Ertz, poor thing, he hurt his knee. He's not playing. The Redskins are just, or the Commanders, whatever how we call them, they are. Just some people thought the Redskins were the Commanders. I can't get that word. We're going to go to the Super Bowl, or at the very least, dethrone the Eagles for NFC North, NFC East champions. But no, Redskins stink. What are they? 3-11 or some damn thing. Yeah, they suck. Ah. So anyway, I don't think the Eagles are going to have a problem down there. I think the Eagles will win again, going away. Eagles, why not say 31 again? 31. But instead of 31-0, we'll give the Redskins Commanders, we'll give them 3 points. How's that sound? 31-3. If I had to take a bet, I would say take Dallas Goedert over on his lines because Jalen Hurts has been connecting with the tight end, Dallas Goedert, lately. They've been hooking up. And Dallas Goedert's been scored a lot of touchdowns too. But I wouldn't take him for a touchdown. I'd just take him for the over the yards. You know why? Because the Redskins Commanders, whatever the hell their names, their linebackers stink. They're very slow. So if Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback, he's going to hit Dallas Goedert a lot over the middle. And Dallas Goedert is going to have a lot of pasture to run through. You watch. He's going to have 40, 50, 60 yards receiving on Saturday afternoon. So take Dallas Goedert over. So I think the Eagles will have a pretty good time. Now, all the Eagles have to do is win one game out of the next 3, and they will clinch the NFC East Championship. That'll be the first time since 2004 that the same team has won the East 2 years in a row. And back then, the Eagles did it back then, too. So it looks like it's going to happen again. So kudos to the Eagles. And then after that, let's say the Eagles win on Saturday. The last 2 games of the year, well, they're not meaningless because you're jockeying for playoff position, jockeying. And if the Eagles win the East, they're going to get a home playoff. And that matters a lot, especially when we're talking about weather in January, right? So, but after that, Eagles win that first game. Where are they going to play? Are they going to play at home? Are they going to play on the road? Who are they going to play? And so the rest of the year is pivotal to find out how high in the pecking order the Eagles are. So it's going to be very interesting. I mean, a lot of the races in football are decided here. Look at NFC West. You got the big game tonight, the Rams and the Seahawks. That is, whoever wins that game tonight in Seattle is going to take over the leadership of the West. Big game. And then you have lurking there, those 49ers. They've won 10 games, but nobody knows. They've been so quiet about it. And look at the other, NFC North, the Packers, the Bears, they happen to be playing each other this weekend. And then the Lions are there. It's really close. All these divisions are close. Nothing's really wrapped up yet, even in the AFC. So it's going to be some interesting football coming down to the end. Really, the only the division that's really kind of wrapped up is the East. I mean, the Eagles, again, just have to win one game, or Dallas loses in one game, and the Eagles have it. So they're probably the surest bet to win a division than any other team in football down there. And how about those Kansas City Chiefs? Oh my God, I cried. The other night I cried myself to sleep. Poor Patrick Mahomes hurt his little knee and had surgery in 1 week. Poor guy. I guess he won't be doing any commercials. And you know what? Isn't it a cruel world, though? When you're on top of the world with your Super Bowl champs or something, you get all these commercials. Everybody wants you. And you get, you Patrick Mahomes, he's there with the Andy Reid. Don't touch my nuggies. And, they're going back and forth. And, but now, nobody's going to, nobody. Travis Kelce, I mean, he's old news. The only reason he's still in the news is because he's about ready to get married to Taylor Swift. That's all. He's riding her gravy train there. I mean, he's ready to retire, I think. It would surprise me. So, but that's how it is. What have you done for me lately, And so, the Chiefs are bye-bye, Chiefs, bye-bye, bye-bye. They're quiet for the first time in 10 years. Can you believe that? 10 years in a row, the Chiefs were in the playoffs. Not today, not this year. Nope, nope, nope. Go home and sit on the couch back to repose. Eat chocolates and rest your little knee. Anyway. Oh, and how about those films, huh? Not only did they re-sign Kyle Schwarber, so we're going to have 5 more years of Schwarballs, but they're starting little by little to fill out their roster. Brad Keller is going to be a relief guy, setup guy, and he's good. He pitched for the Cubbies last year. He was part of that wonderful bullpen that led them to the playoffs. So Keller's going to be a good guy. And then the other day, they signed this Adolis Garcia to play right field. He's definitely an upgrade from Nick Castellanos, because this Garcia guy has a great arm. He's a great fielder. And if he could find his groove, he could be a great hitter again. In 2023, which is only 2 years ago, he hit 39 home runs. He led the Rangers to the World Series, to the championship. So don't sleep on this Adolis Garcia guy, He seems like he's going to be good. Now we'll see. He's in a prove-it year. So if he wants to make a lot of money next year in free agency, he's going to have a good year this year in order to set himself up for a big payday. So the Phillies will be right in line, Garcia has a shot. So we'll see what happens. What else is going on? I guess that's about it. I mean, I'm not really into the Sixers. And they win one once in a while. They're okay. But they're not, they're not this great championship team or that, And the Flyers are good. The Flyers have a young squad. They're going to make the playoffs this year. Take that to the bank. Oh, last night, I got to tell you before I leave. We're watching the movie and we're watching this Miracle on 34th Street. Now, if you want to see a good Christmas movie, take it from Daddy. Daddy recommends Miracle on 34th Street, not the color vision, not that crap that they made in like 92 or 94. Yeah, that was awful. Never try to remake a classic. Why are you doing that? Why are you touching the classic movie like that? And it's going to not be as good, right? You know that. So you get the 1947 black and white version of It's a Miracle, not It's a Miracle, A Miracle on 44th, 34th Street, wherever it's somewhere up in New York. So this is a great movie. It's a great Christmas movie. But the funny thing about it, about that. Yeah, it's this guy, played by Edmund Quinn. It looks like Santa Claus. He goes to Manhattan, and he is Santa Claus. He is Santa Claus. And he has to prove that he is Santa Claus because he's very depressed because people are losing the real meaning of Christmas. Everything is too commercialized. And so Santa Claus comes back to prove to the world that there is still have faith in something, right? In Santa Claus. So that's the story. And it's a great movie. It stars Edmund Quinn. So he was only a supporting actor. He won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor of 1947. And Maureen O'Hara, oh, God, what a beauty. A lot of people know her from John Wayne movies, The Quiet Man. They did quite a few movies together. And there's some guy named John Payne played the lead. And he wasn't that good. He wasn't that good. I think that's what brought the movie down. You know, it's a classic movie, but why did it win Best Picture of the year in 1947? Some movie called Gentleman's Agreement won the Best Picture of the year. And you would have thought Miracle of 34th Street would have won, but if the guy playing Santa Claus wins an Oscar, and if the screenplay wins an Oscar, and you know, all these people win awards, yet the movie doesn't win Best Picture, you gotta ask yourself, why? Why? Well, it's because somebody brought it down, right? So I'm thinking it's the male lead. Anyway, so it is a great movie though. But here's the thing. The head of that studio, when this movie came out in 1947, his name was Darryl Zanuck. I don't know if you remember him. You don't remember him. You'd have to be like 108 years old to know this guy. But all I'm saying is he's got a famous name. Okay. For some reason, he didn't like this movie. He was talked into financing this movie by the people under him who said, "Oh, boss, this is going to be a great movie. You got it." And actually, they were right, you know. But Zanuck said, "I don't like it. I don't like it. It's stupid. It's a stupid movie." But he finally gave the green light. They made the movie. It was a great movie. But still, yeah, he was pissed off. So what he did was this. This movie about Santa Claus and Christmas, and it's set between Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Eve. This movie about Christmas premiered to the whole world in June of 1947. Now, why would they put out a Christmas movie in summertime? Why would they do that? That was stupid. Well, again, the head of the studio really thought the movie was going to tank. In fact, he kind of wanted it to tank. And so he put the movie, he knew it was a Christmas movie, but he put it in summertime. And people were saying, "What? What are you doing? What are you doing? You put it in the summertime? What the hell?" Yeah, this guy's hoity-toity, the head of the studio, you know. "Oh, I know what I'm doing." No, you don't. No, you don't. He wanted it to fail so he could prove a point. His fragile ego that I was right, you weren't. Well, guess what? His excuse was, "I'll put you in so well, more people go to the movies in the summer. They don't go to the movies at Christmas time." Well, that could be true, but it backfired on him because the movie became a big hit. And once people found out it was about Santa Claus and Christmas, that made it even better. So that when the real Christmas season came around in 1947, people flocked to this movie. They loved it. And it became a classic to be shown every year around Christmas time. So there you go, right? Miracle on 34th Street. I was going to say something else there, but I caught myself. 33rd Street. All right, anyway, we got to go. I guess my friends Coco and Katie aren't coming in to say hello. I'll be back before Christmas. I'm going to do a little Christmas show for you. Maybe sing a little. No, if I say that, you'll never tune in. And I thank you very much for tuning in and listening to the show and watching the show, especially all my friends down at the great University of Pennsylvania. Allie, my friend Allie, Dr. Couch, and all my friends down at Penn. Merry Christmas to you guys down there. From me to you. And we'll be back. I'll be back maybe Sunday morning. We'll break down the Eagles game, right? Before the other NFL games. Then we'll talk about the Eagles game. Because the Eagles are playing Saturday, so we'll review it on Sunday. Take it to the bank. Eagles are gonna win on Saturday. They're gonna cover that spread. They're gonna do it. The boys are gonna do it. I think it really helped that I went down to the locker room a week ago and I cracked some heads together. I said, look, don't let this wheelchair fool you, okay? Okay? There's these guys, 6'7", 300 pounds hovering above me. I said, just because I'm down here doesn't mean that I can't kick your ass. So you guys better start playing a little bit better ball. And you know, just that threat that I was going to kick your ass worked. It worked because they're playing better. See? I'm going to have to do the same thing with the Phillies this year. Go down and kick some butt. Hey, that's the only way we're going to do it, right? Hey. All right, everybody, have a great day. Have a great weekend in case I don't talk to you. And how many people are done with their Christmas shopping? There's always going to be some procrastinators. People running around like chickens without their heads, right? Running around shopping last minute on Christmas Eve. Like most of the stores are closing early. What do you think? The people want to get home and celebrate Christmas with their families. They're not going to stay open just for you, just because you were lazy and didn't go out and get a present. You had all this time to get it, and you just waited till the last minute, right? Anyway, it cracks me up every year, Christmas Eve night. They have a report from one of the malls. Maggie Kett, one of my favorite reporters, is there saying, why did you wait so long to get your gift? And they show this guy, he's all disheveled, his hair's all messed up. And he's like, I lost track of time. I don't know. I thought maybe there was going to be some sales. Now I'm here. What can you get on Christmas Eve? Maybe I'll get my wife a bottle of Asperger's or something. Yes. And that's what happens on Christmas Eve. If you wait too long, the only thing open is the drugstores. But what can you get there, right? So anyway, the malls will be packed like sardines this weekend because it's the last weekend before Christmas. And this is always the busiest time. People going in and doing their last minute shopping, the last weekend before Christmas. I'm just telling you, listen to Daddy. If you don't have to go to the mall, don't do it because you're not going to get a parking space. You're going to have to walk around and get to the mall itself. And once you get in there, it's going to be people on top of people, like sardines. But next year, you'll know better. I don't have to lecture you. You'll know better. Okay, everybody, and don't forget, if you don't want to go to the mall, my book is the beginning as a present for Christmas and all through the year. Stronger Than Bone. You can get it on your PC, you can get it on your phone, you can get it on your tablet. And pretty soon, boys and girls, my book is going to be available. The audio version is coming. Some guy is going to be reading my words. And it's going to be good. That's going to be good. That's a promise from Dad. Take that to the bed. Okay, everybody. Well, have a great day. Go Eagles on Saturday. Yes, I said Saturday. And everybody take care. Listen to some Wham today, okay? Jesus. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, whoa. How would Elvis do that song? I just started that. How would Elvis do Last Christmas? Oh, last Christmas, I gave you my heart. But the very next day, I'm kind of glad we Elvis singing Last Christmas. I don't think so. Okay, bye.